for joining me. I am going to share some stories. I have a couple people that I'm in contact with on alien abductions. These are stories that you've never heard of before. They have never talked before of their abductions. So this will be kind of an ongoing thing because they have not been regressed or hypnotized. These are just flashbacks that they are getting. So, abductor number one, female. She was started having memories from age 3 to 4. One of the first memories that um, she was that age, 3 to 4, in a pink nightgown. She was taken from her home. She always talked about a white light glowing in her room, and then she remembered nothing. But she remembered being fearful of that white light in her bedroom. So her next recollection is she's on a silver table. It's in like a domed room, but it's very dark with light just on her. There's two gray, thin aliens at her legs. Each alien is holding a leg up. There is, holding her legs up in the air. Silver thin instruments are then stuck or probed in her private area. It seemed like her arms, she said, were weighted down by her side so she couldn't move. She was crying and whimpering. She didn't remember any pain, but she thinks there was pain. There was a shorter alien, about as tall as she was, at her head, looking at her. And the alien telepathically told her to look at him, and she said he had kaleidoscope eyes, which were mesmerizing and hypnotic. She still cried and whimpered, but it controlled to make her body still. After the probing was done, they then had her flip over to her side, facing this little alien that was looking with the kaleidoscope eyes. She says his skin was green, tan, and yellow tones, and the other ones were gray that were working on her. Then one of the grays came up as she was laying on her side. Her backside was exposed, and he stuck his fingers up her rectum and removed, she felt, some feces. So I don't know how she knew it was fingers, but some feces was removed. This gray alien took the feces and left the dark domed room. She said she didn't see him walk. She said he floated, and she believed he stepped on a silver round disc, and it moved him out of the room. Let's see. She didn't feel that the grays, I'm sorry, I have a cold. She didn't feel that the grays were particularly strong. They had no emotion in the face, and she believed she felt pain, but she doesn't recall it. She touched the face of the shorter one with the kaleidoscope eyes, and he did not like her to touch him. After this episode, all of these aliens left the room, the domed room, dark dome room. She lay on the table, and then another person came into the room, and this was a humanoid person. She said he had the blonde hair, looked more human, but he still talked to her telepathically. He picked her up off the table and smiled at her. She felt comfortable with him. He held her hand, and he started to walk her out of the room. He noticed that she was bleeding, that she had droplets of blood as she moved, this little girl. He waved his hand over her body, and the bleeding stopped. But it really disturbed him. He looked back as he saw blood on the floor,